team, and it's just different things that she's helped you out with. So we'll start there with you also.
Well, I mean, this is my first year playing at East.
Okay.
And not knowing her at all and being able to experience what she's done for everybody and know what she's done, it made me feel like I was part of something bigger, like a part of the family. Mm-hmm. And she made me feel at home as the most thing. As most important.
Absolutely. Now for yourself, who's one of your sports idols?
I'd have to say one of my sports idols would be
KD. There's nothing wrong with KD.
He's a cool cat.
He's a good guy. Okay, so I don't even have to ask you the question, KD or LeBron, but you can tell the truth.
KD.
LeBron.
KD.
I want to ask you a question. What did you learn most from Coach Carey?
I learned most from Coach Carey that you have to play hard and play simple for what you want.
That's good. Good message.
That's a good thing to carry on with you as you go, because I don't think that philosophy really changes throughout basketball or life in general. So that's a good way to, move on, and that's good for
take care of the fundamentals and
just take care of itself. Absolutely. Now, for yourself, you're a senior. What are you going to miss most about high school? I know you said just for your first year at East. What did you have before this?
I went to a school called Urban Prep in Chicago.
Oh, okay. That's from my part. That's where my mom and father are from, Chicago. All my family. What brought you out here?
Well, prior to the summertime and during the summertime, it wasn't the safest place for me to be able to.
I'm highly aware of that. Yeah.
So my aunt was really stressing. Me and my aunt and my mom were really stressing to get me out of the state.
Absolutely.
So God opened up some opportunities, and that's how I got here.
Absolutely. Now, what side of town are you? West side, south side?
The south side.
Okay, I have a lot of family over there. What area on the south side?
Stony Island.
Stony Island? Okay. You're a Chi-Town boy for real, dude. You can say Stony Island. While we're talking about, I want to give my aunt Joy. She actually was sick out there. She's one of my biggest listeners of City Prep Radio, and I wanted to wish her well. I really appreciate her support. So, I love her, and just let her know, get well very soon. But thanks a lot for that, Stone. Being from Chicago, man, that's cool. And we'll be keeping up with you also as we keep going. We'll ask you more questions throughout the night, though. That's not it. I just know we got a big bunch of young men here. So let's go up next with, let's take Jordan Willis over here. Jordan, for yourself, Lori Collier.
Lori, she's a second mom. She's always there for you.
Now, you play football and basketball. I'm not asking you to put your programs on the spot, but does she make basketball easier?
Yeah.
With what's going on, because, building up for the game and just knowing that she makes that easier for you. You wish you had someone like that on a football.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's a good team player. I think, our coaches should try and sit down with Coach Rudy Carey and map out something to get together for her. She maybe should do a training for some other people out here. But
what's your favorite subject in school?
Math. Really? Okay, numbers. There's nothing wrong with numbers.
No, it's
the old saying, men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. So,
I've never heard that until just now.
It's true, though.
Nah, whatever.
Now, for yourself, tell me, who, LeBron or KD?
LeBron.
Okay, you said that was for sure. Why?
Because he's the better player.
Absolutely. That's okay. Now, for yourself here, you're planning on attending college. You have football and basketball. More than likely, you might go in football, what I'm seeing. Mm-hmm. For yourself, do you have anything? What are you planning on majoring? Have you thought about that?
Photography.
Okay, that's cool.
I like taking pictures.
Well, with that being said, we're putting a program together where you'll be able to, high schoolers be able to do internship with us in their off season. You don't really have off season until now, unless you run track.
I'm on track now.
So you don't ever have time. But, we'll definitely work some things out for you, man, to be able to come in and work with our photographers and do that. That's excellent. I think that's a great way to go. It keeps you can stay involved with sports also, with that, if that's something you choose to do. Absolutely. For yourself, do you have any sports idols besides LeBron?
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson? Why Calvin Johnson?
Oh, no, he's just similar to me.
Okay. Similar how, though? What
height?
pipe, and
You got hands.
Really?
You can catch.
Why is he chuckling back there?
You can make some catches there. I see you make a couple good catches. That's good.
You gotta have somebody to get to the ball first.
Hey,
It's a defended position. You gotta have somebody to throw you the ball.
You made some drops too, like Calvin.
And don't go to Georgia Tech because they run that option offense. Don't go there. I know. Calvin went there. Don't go.
Now, what did you like most about traveling, playing nationally ranked teams this year?
experience.
Absolutely.
Against the other players.
Where else you go?
We went to Florida, Nebraska, North Carolina, and Utah.
Where'd you play in Carolina?
We played Charlotte.
Nice.
We played the state champions, the North Side Christian Academy. They won
Really?
the state championship there.
Wow.
And did you guys?
How did you do against them?
We lost by 8, but we didn't have Lonnie Burrell with us. He was injured at the time.
Gotcha.
And we had a chance to win, but we needed one more player.
You're also fouling at the end of the game. That's
And they were the home team, so,
that didn't hurt them.
you know.
Always that.
And the same with Florida. We lost to a team in Philadelphia, Newman, who won the state championship last night in Philadelphia.
Nice.
That's cool.
So you guys played a lot of state championship teams here.
We played the top 10 teams in the country.
No kidding. How'd you fare?
We won 4 in a row. We lost 4 in a row.
That's all right.
That's good. I mean, that's a record, though.
That's really good.
Especially, you say teams you lost to, they won state championships.
Measuring yourself against everybody is really. I mean, that's ultimately when I was a kid back in the 30s.
We finished as the number 10 team in the country.
That's fantastic.
Wow. They didn't bring that up a lot. You know, I didn't see that.
It's in Max Preps yesterday.
Absolutely. Okay, good. I just like to see more highlights of that. You know, I see it with, Regis girls, everything you read in the headline shows, number 4 or 3 in the nation. You know, so
Is that right?
So I would like to see that number, not just your state number, but I think the national rank number should be by this group of young men to give credit for where they're at. It's not too many times you get ranked nationally, How many times for yourself, Coach?
Every year we win a championship, we get ranked within the top 25,
That's good.
So we've always been right around 19, 18.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Okay, let's have Jalen Moore up here next. Jalen, for yourself, Lori Collier, what has she meant to you and yourself?
Miss Collier, she just always been a mom, helping out with the team. I never really had that in other school before I transferred to East, so it's been big for me, to the team or something like that.
Now, where'd you transfer from?
Adam City.
Okay, Adam City. What has been the biggest difference that you've seen from Adam City to Denver East?
By far, the players and the coaches.
What about academically?
Academically,
Is it harder at East? The rigor?
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, good.
Because I was taking harder classes at Adam City too, so.
Were you taking honors courses?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So for yourself, then you're saying coaches and athletes. Now, for yourself, then, if you're going to Adam City, you're kind of, you have more competition at it. Do you feel that drives you more now to compete, or what situation would you rather be in, where you can be handed something and so you have to grind it out?
Grind it out more.
Okay, do you feel that's developed you?
I always been grinding, so I feel like I just formed into me.
That's just who you are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's good.
This is a cool bunch of kids, I'll tell you that. They cool. They got a stone face on. Now, you guys get a chance to go visit with the mayor next week, right?
The mayor, the school board, the school city council.
Man, listen, you guys have a busy schedule. I'm glad to even get you in here for now.
So you're one of the few interviews we're doing, and only because it's you.
Absolutely.
His dad's a good friend of mine.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't know how big a deal you really were.
No, it's not that. This is him. Now, Coach, I get to see with these young men and with yourself, you know what I mean? And it's different. But traveling now, you didn't get to do that with some of your groups back in the day, like Manual. Do you feel like if you had a chance to take some of those teams from Manual on the road, they would have been able to impress the nation just
No
like
question. We, at the time, Shasta had a 300-mile limit. And the rules since changed when I got to East. We had a team in '89 that was ranked 6th in the country, and probably was as good as any team in the country at the time.
Now, who was on that? Who was some of the
Damon Ashley, Tommy Pace, Kerry Price, Johnny Reese, Bill Starks, Rod Kane. We had 7 Division I kids in the team.
Wow. That's pretty solid.
Now, for yourself, with with that, do you keep in touch with a lot of your players? I know I had J.D. Bickerstaff on one of our earlier shows, Sadat Montgomery.
Yeah, I do keep in touch with them. You know, I kind of talk to them once every couple of months just to see what they're doing, how they're living.
Absolutely. Now, they spoke highly of you, and I had a chance to go to school with them, and they, one thing they did mention is how they look back and they appreciate you for what you've done for them. I think that's big, because I think everybody thinks as a coach, everything just comes down to basketball. What I've learned a lot is developing these young men with character, getting ready for life. Sports actually, it transitions into life and learning lessons. So for me, I just wanted to let you know when I talked to them young men how much they really gave you a lot of credit for helping them develop and different things like that. And I think a lot of people out here need to know, just general public, that's what's more important than even the championships out there. You developing character of young men in the community.
So creating value systems for these kids to take off in life. And like I say all the time, if all we're teaching is basketball, then we're failing.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, what did the last question for you? What did the season teach you? This past season, not seasons past. I mean, just this specific basketball season. What did it teach you?
It basically taught me, because you just gotta play your role. Because everybody on the team had to have their role.
Right.
So I'm used to playing football. I'm used to being passing the basketball team. I have to play my role.
That's good. Absolutely. Well, in the framework of the team, everybody's pulling the same direction. Hopefully, you know what you do. But in life, that's not always the case. As we get out into the world, and you have to appreciate, like I said, when you come back to this 20 years from now, or even 10. You guys would really, really appreciate the ride, as Coach said earlier, just the journey and where you started and where you've ended. Because completely, it'll affect the rest of your life. And I know right now you're what you're talking about. And most of the time, that's what he says. But the truth is that it's affected your life, and you don't even know what it looks like on a resume to an employer. I was a state champion. I was player of the year. I was all conference. I was all state. I was all whatever. Those are things that you can't take away, and you earn those in the dirt, as you said earlier about grinding. They can't take that away from you, and that's an employer, because when you get a job, people are going to want to know, what kind of a guy is this?
Yep. So let's get the seniors up here real quick. How many seniors we have in the room here? Stand up for me so you guys can be ready for the microphone. Now, being a senior, this was your guys' last hurrah. I can't imagine in any sport wanting to leave any different. Now, for yourself, you get ready to move on. For the young men that are here to follow, what are some messages you guys want to send out there? And then just for people that are planning on attending East, what do you want them to know to come in? Because you're leaving your program in good hands. So what do you want them to know to come in and be prepared for what? And what message would you like to leave? Just say your name as you start out.
I'm Randall Jones. Coming into East, you're always going to have the doubters and naysayers. You're going to come and expect to be the best. You're going to come to this program to be second best.
Do you feel that pressure when you came in from George, correct?
Yes.
Did you feel the pressure a lot different from East to George? And I'm not trying to badmouth George, but I'm just saying when you come into a place, like East.
I felt less pressure to come in and perform because I knew it'd be more of a role than having to come in and make a difference.
So you feel like knowing you're on a team that helps you out a lot more better than knowing it's like pressure's on us to make sure we have to win?
Yeah.
So
knowing my role felt better than feeling the pressure that I had to make something happen.
Absolutely. And I see you play, you have some great defense, definitely a hustle player. Yeah. I think that's excellent. In this day and time, a lot of kids don't understand being a role player. Explain that for yourself and how you took that on.
I mean, my junior year, I was more selfish. I felt I had the talent to play more, but it was more about the team and what the team needed as opposed to what I could give. And I realized that this year. And I realized that certain roles are needed to make a championship team.
Absolutely. Now, that's interesting you said that. You said you were more selfish. Yeah. So it sounds like in that you kind of had moments with yourself where you had to say it's about the team. Yes. I think, you would take a big step to grow up right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because in any coach out there, they want to know a player that's willing to play a role. You know you're surrounded by a bunch of great players, just like yourself, but this is the role I need you to play. And what your coach is requesting, you were able to do that. I think